I'm so annoyed. I just wanted to dish out my thoughts on the recent events with GME, GameStop, and Keith Gill. So since what recently happened with Keith Gill, him posting all those memes and all those things, right? Basically, all the institutions and all these brokerages have been calling him a market manipulator. Oh, he's manipulating the market. Oh, he's causing this run up. And I just wanted to give you my thoughts. The fact that they're calling Keith Gill or Roaring Kitty a market manipulator, it just annoys the living crap out of me. Anyone that's saying that whether that be E-Trade, whether that be like anyone on mainstream media or whatever, any of those people saying that he's a market manipulator, they're most likely, in my opinion, they're probably just on the losing side of a bet. They messed up with their GameStop options, with their GameStop bets. Like E-Trade for sure was probably on the losing bet, but they probably had a bunch of fucked up calls and options. But I don't know, we'll never know, right? It's easy calling him a meme lord. He's leading the charge for the retail army of idiots, right? All these people, like, it's easy to pick on someone that's not like a big institution, that doesn't have big money. Yeah, he has however many million. Okay, well, I mean, like, he doesn't have billions, right? On the grand scheme of things, he's just as small as, like, regular retail. Okay, not regular retail, but, like, it's easy to pick on the small people because they don't have any, like, support, any, like, footing. Like, you look at, you want to say manipulation, you want to say bullshit? Look at, I think it was Citadel, who was recently charged for not disclosing their shorts properly. And then how much did they get charged? Huh? They earned billions, they got earned at least hundreds of millions, and they get charged like a few million. How is that fair? Because Roaring Kitty is giving his opinions on the stock because he's just sharing his positions, that he's a market manipulator? What financial influencer isn't a market manipulator then? Huh? Like, oh, okay, let's look at a few. Ben Ackman. Oh, treasury yields are going way above 5%. The treasury yields are going to go to the moon. And then he paper hands at 4.99%. Is that not market manipulation? I don't see a probe into Ben Ackman. Kathy Wood is currently spouting the fact that, oh, Tesla's gonna be a $2,400 stock. Tesla's gonna be a $25 trillion market cap. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Well, maybe if inflation goes up that fast, but like, hello, is that market manipulation? Like, especially since they have no reason to value it. That this is all speculation. Is there any is there like a balance sheet that supports this fact that, oh, Tesla is going to be this however much? And they just assigned a random number to Robotaxi and was like, aight, Tesla to the moon. What about the companies that do due diligence? What about the companies that do their proper DD? Like Hindenburg Research. Yeah, okay, sure, they have some research, and then you also have the research that's like, oh, their DD for Square going down was because it was mentioned in a bunch of rap songs. And then they just capitalized on the market movement, and then they sold their puts afterwards, made a bunch of money, and then Cash App goes back up, and then they leave all the people that sold Square at like depressed values. They're just holding the bag, or basically they solidified their bag. It's so bullshit. How's Hindenburg Research? How's Ben Ackman? How are these people not market manipulators? What annoys me the absolute most about all this stuff, calling him a market manipulator, calling him like a bad role model, or like whatever they're calling Roaring Kitty, is they instantly think Roaring Kitty, he's a meme lord, right? He's a retail investor. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a momentum trader. He's only trading meme stocks. He's trading the ones that are running, and then he's pump and dumping, right? That's what they're calling him. In reality, if they did any DD, if they did any due diligence, watched a single live stream, he's probably the most calm. Like, I just recently watched some of his live streams, like just to see whether what he is like, kind of what he is like as a person. He's so calm, and he's so he's definitely more of an educator, and he tells you multiple times, my way of investing is very aggressive. He doesn't just leave some random footnote at the beginning or at the end of a video. He says this throughout his video. He says, my style of investing might not be suitable for you, right? We all have different needs. We all have different current situations. Maybe if you sold at this price, that'll fit your case. If you sell at this price, that'll fit my case, right? Or he basically says that everyone has their own situation, and you want to invest based on your situation, right? He is a more aggressive investor, so he has his own positions and his own actions that he'll take, right? and you look at his live streams, he never promises the moon. He never promises, oh, GameStop's going to go to $3 million a share. He says, I don't know. He basically says, I don't know where it's going to go. I just think that as long as my thesis is still intact, as long as I see GameStop like working towards their goal, I think I'm bullish to the company. That's basically what he says in all of his live streams. And then you have like, he says another reason, I look at the balance sheet, they have their assets are more valuable than their current market cap, which is why I bought GameStop, right? He's a value investor. He sees that there is basically a wedge between GameStop's inherent worth and their market cap, and then he capitalizes on that wedge. That's what a value investor is. Unlike someone like Cathie Wood, who is saying, I mean, like, ignoring their current PE ratio, I think that Robotaxi, I'm just going to assign, it's going to have a bajillion-dollar market cap, and therefore, I think Robotaxi is going to have a bajillion-dollar, like, return, and then, therefore, Tesla is now worth $25 trillion in, what'd she say, 2029? They don't have a single Robotaxi out. Think about it. They don't have a single... Which one's speculation? One that's reading the facts, reading the balance sheet, and saying they seem undervalued because they have more cash on hand than they are worth as a company, versus the other one that's just like, I like robots to the moon. And let's go back to 2020. Let's go back to 2020, right? Institutions that were betting against GameStop, they were speculating on GameStop going bankrupt, ignoring the facts. Before doing the DD, they're just saying, okay, well, there's Steam now, right? No one's buying physical games, therefore GameStop's gonna die. And then you have Rowan Kitty, who did the DD, who did all this stuff, and then he's like, he has his facts to prove it, right? And he even goes through, like, in his videos, he goes through the bear cases against his bull case, right? He says, well, I mean, I can see maybe the bear case being this, and this, but, and then he argues against those cases, right? He dismantles all of those arguments. And, like, I feel like that way of, like, showing people, like, I learned a lot from doing his, from watching his live streams just recently, like, just the way he, picks a stock, the way he kind of stays bullish, how he maintains his bullish, and also how he learns to keep researching your company, right? You want to change along with the company. You don't want to just hold a stock to oblivion, right? If the fundamentals or the value of the company goes down because of certain events, because of certain management decisions, then you have to readjust your thesis. Your thesis changes with the company, right? And that he teaches that, he reiterates that throughout the company. Yeah, he's saying memes. Yeah, he's like playing with his magic 8-ball or whatever. But like, if you read through, if you ignore all like the fluff, right? You see this dude, you see a person who's just really calm, collected, and also seemingly very, very educated. Maybe I'm not educated enough to see through that bullshit. Maybe he's just bullshitting me, and I don't know. But if you like, just take the time, watch it on 2x speed, just speed through like watch in like 5-minute increments or something like that. You'll notice a man that seems like he knows what he's doing, and he's also not like shilling anything, right? He's just giving his opinions on a live stream. That's what I think. For example, for GameStop, he says that, well, they're based on their balance sheet, GameStop is undervalued. Based on the current rapidly expanding gaming market, GameStop is undervalued. Based on the recent managerial changes of GameStop is underrated or undervalued, right? I think that GameStop is a roach that is on the verge of death, but is coming back and fighting back, rather than, as Buffett says, a cigar, right? On the last puff. I think that GameStop will go higher. That's all he says. He doesn't give some like outrageous price target. He just didn't sell, right? He never says, I think GameStop will be $350. Ben Ackman says, oh, I think yields will be up to 5%, and he sells at 4.99. Like, where's the probe in that bullshit? Let's look at, okay, well, I mean, the big institutions, they do the research, right? They have all these people that are always, like, their specific role, their specific job is just to do research and do due diligence. If that was the case, why were the institutions that were betting against GameStop, why were they wrong? Why were they betting against GameStop when the GameStop was already, like, inherently just undervalued based on just a balance sheet perspective, right? If they did their due diligence rather than, I think GameStops are dying. Like, we're just trusting them because they have more money. That's not a good way to invest. We want to talk about market manipulation. We want to talk about how like the insanity of markets, right? My theory. We all saw WWDC. We all saw Apple's WWDC. Let's be honest, it was so bullshit. They were hyping up text effects. Okay, they had text effects back at MySpace. My opinion, just because Apple is in basically every single fund that there is that exists, basically, everyone just continues buying Apple because, well, I mean, if we don't continue buying Apple, our fund's gonna go to shit. If Apple falls, then well, that basically the entire market, like, if Apple's like market cap falls dramatically, basically every single fund that exists, their market or their value drops, right? Come on, text effects. You have shit that Samsung came out with like 10 years ago. Sorting your mail? What the fuck? Listen, back to GameStop. You think maybe I'm a show, maybe I care so much about GameStop, whatever. Listen, I'm data gang, okay? Like I'm just writing covered calls and writing cash secured puts on GameStop. Like I honestly, in my position, I feel like I would be more happy if GameStop dropped down back to, I still have covered calls open for $12 and $13. I would be ecstatic if GameStop went back down and I could buy back my calls rather than having to do this rollover bullshit. But it's just the blatant like uneven playing field and just a blatant like just accusatory, like everyone's just accusing retail of being or of Keith Gill of Roaring Kitty of pulling market manipulation when obviously like the entire market, like, let's be honest, like what the heck? How is it possible? Why is Max Payne so important for trading options? Because you look at basically where the institutions want to hold the stock and you assume, okay, well, I mean, if most of the institutions want to hold the stock there, then the stock price is probably going to end up around there, right? And I just keep going back to Ben Ackman, this piece of shit. Or sorry, Bill Ackman. I just keep going back to Bill Ackman. This piece of shit. Like how is there no probe there? That's just a rant. This is just, the entire video is just a rant. Like honestly, if you want to learn something, just watch like one or two of Roaring Kitty's live streams. I think they're so insightful. There's so much to learn in his live streams, just on how he values the stock, what tools he uses, what research that goes into investing in a stock, but also holding a stock, right? Even when you're holding a stock, be sure to make sure you read through your bull thesis, read through your bear thesis, compare the two. Is there any grounds for why you should change your position, right? Those are so important, and I think I just really hate how, like, just the fact that all these people are saying, oh, market manipulator, he's really, I hate it so much. I hate it. It's so uneven, but like you just have to deal with it, right? That's just the market, and like just play the game, right? The game's there. Just play the game, and once you know that the game is rigged, play the rigged games, right? You can still win money when you're gambling. Just increase your odds and play safely, right? Don't bet on $300 options when GameStop is at $35. Don't be stupid. All right? Don't bet on don't buy zero DTEs on the queues $10 out, right? That's it. Rant over. Bye. Oh, also, go Spire. I had to include that there.